So just a friendly reminder, since we've had our break and we're in the second 16 weeks, I'm doing my internship at my place of employment. I'm working at an outpatient office doing intensive outpatient therapy or partial hospitalization, depending on the client's needs. I actually went back to my internship on Monday of last week. Most of our important things happen on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I felt it was important to go back a couple days early just to keep up with everyone. Going back was a little tough. We had about 5 new clients start while I was gone. So that was about a third of the group was new and didn't know who I was. Also, with just being gone, I missed a lot of what was going on with each individual client. So it's taken me some time to catch back up. But I feel like I'm doing well so far, getting in touch with everyone. Last Thursday was a really fun night. We did pet therapy. One of the ladies who works in the inpatient units has 2 big Samoyed dogs, and she brings them over, Mac and Kiona. And they're really fun. The clients enjoy that. They play ball with them. They lay on the floor and cuddle with them. Mac will bring you tissues if you cry, so that's pretty cute. Really, they're just great dogs. They're definitely good emotional supports. Clients always seem to be fairly relaxed once they have come and gone. And it always is just exciting. Lots of clients always ask, when's puppy night? And they tend to not miss that night, so it's kind of a fun, exciting thing for our clients. Last week, Tuesday, though, is what I really want to get into and talk about. I taught my first psychoeducation. Last week, I taught boundaries, which was pretty cool. I had some good handouts to go with it. I had a boundaries assessment handout, so I opened with that and had them fill out the assessment and just kind of how their boundaries were as they stood today. Of course, I got lots of questions like, are we being graded? Things like that. Of course not. I told them that it was really just more about getting in the mindset of looking at boundaries and thinking about, what boundaries you have issues with, maybe what boundaries you want to firm up, what ones you need to be a little less rigid on. So they did that for the first 10 minutes. Our psychoeducation is about an hour and a half. And then after that, I had them write the most important one to them on the board, which was interesting because we have about 15 people in group, and there was probably 7 on the board, and really everybody kind of identified with each other. So it turned out to be a really great group building exercise that I had not planned for, but I was excited that it had taken the shape that it did. From that point, we moved into what our boundaries worksheet, and we just talked about rigid and porous boundaries, what healthy boundaries look like, and then just kind of the different types of boundaries you set, emotionally, sexually, intellectually, things like that, which was good for them. They really enjoyed talking about those boundaries. When we talked about the different types, I asked them to share what boundaries were hard for them or what boundaries they felt like they needed to work on more of. And again, clients really bonded together on that, which was nice. They were very supportive of each other, even offering examples of how they've set boundaries in groups with each other and how they've kind of upheld those boundaries. So that was kind of cool to watch them talk about that. And then we went into talking about what to do when someone is pushing your boundaries and you know that they are intentionally doing this and they're trying to either make you mad, they're trying to get what they want and manipulate you, kind of what you do with those individuals. Clients really struggled with that portion of the conversation. We really talked about, that boundaries don't have to be rigid. Sometimes they can be flexible, but when you're setting a boundary, you need to set a consequence and you need to be able to follow through with that consequence, and you shouldn't say a consequence that you are not going to follow through with. Overall, I feel like the psychoeducation group went well. My question to you guys this week is, what do you guys think when you're working in a group setting? Should you have kind of pre-made boundaries up front? As our group dynamic changes, I noticed our boundaries change. some for the better and some for the worse. So I was just wondering if you guys have any pre-made boundaries that you set. I mean, we obviously have the ones of be respectful to each other, you know, if someone else is talking, listen, those types of basic boundaries, the confidentiality ones. But do you guys think there's any other ones that are important? Hope you all have a great week.